The House is in the Committee of the Whole House on the State of the Union for further consideration of H.R. 3826, which the clerk will report by title.
A bill to provide direction to the Administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency regarding the establishment of standards for emissions of any greenhouse gas from fossil fuel-fired electric utility generating units and for other purposes.
When the Committee of the Whole rose on Wednesday, March 5, 2014, a request for a recorded vote on Amendment Number 8, printed in House Report 113-373, offered by the gentleman from California, Mr. Waxman, had been postponed. Pursuant to Clause 6 of Rule 18, proceedings will now resume on those amendments printed in House Report 113-373, on which further proceedings were postponed in the following order. Amendment Number 1 by Mr. Smith of Texas, Amendment Number 2 by Ms. Capps of California, Amendment Number 6 by Ms. Schakowsky of Illinois, Amendment Number 8 by Mr. Waxman of California. The Claire will reduce to 2 minutes the minimum time for each electronic vote in this series. The unfinished business, the request for a recorded vote on Amendment Number 1, printed in House Report 113-373 by the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Smith, on which further proceedings were postponed, on which the ayes prevailed by a voice vote. The clerk will redesignate the amendment.
Amendment Number 1, printed in House Report Number 113-373, offered by Mr. Smith of Texas.
Recorded vote has been requested. Those in favor of the request for recorded vote will rise and be counted. Sufficient number having arisen, a recorded vote is ordered. Members record their vote by electronic device. This is a 2-minute vote. The yeas are 230, the nays are 184, and the amendment is agreed to. The unfinished business is a request for a recorded vote on amendment number 2, printed in House Report 113-373, offered by the gentlewoman from California, Mrs. Capps, on which further proceedings were postponed and on which the noes prevailed by voice vote. The clerk will redesignate the amendment.
Amendment number 2, printed in House Report number 113-373, offered by Mrs. Capps of California.
Recorded vote has been requested. Those in favor of the request for recorded vote will rise to be counted. Sufficient number have risen. A recorded vote is ordered. Members record their vote by electronic device. This is a 2-minute vote. On this vote, the yeas are 184, the nays are 228, and the amendment is not agreed to. The unfinished business is a request for a recorded vote on amendment number 6, printed in House Report 113-373, offered by the gentlelady from Illinois, Mrs. Schweikert, on which further proceedings were postponed and on which the noes prevailed by voice vote. The clerk will redesignate the amendment.
Amendment number 6, printed in House Report number 113-373, offered by Ms. Schweikert of Illinois.
A recorded vote has been requested. Those in favor of the request for a recorded vote will rise and be counted. A sufficient number having arisen, a recorded vote is ordered. Members will record their vote by electronic device. This is a 2-minute vote. On this vote, the yeas are 190 and the nays are 221, and the amendment is not agreed to. The unfinished business is a request for a recorded vote on amendment number 8, printed in House Report 113-373 by the gentleman from California, Mr. Waxman, on which further proceedings were postponed, on which the noes prevailed by voice vote. The clerk will redesignate the amendment.
Amendment number 8, printed in House Report number 113-373, offered by Mr. Waxman of California.
A recorded vote has been requested. Those in favor of the request for a recorded vote will rise and be counted. Sufficient number have been arisen. A recorded vote is ordered. Members record their vote by electronic device. This is a 2-minute vote. On this vote, the yeas are 178 and the nays are 231. The amendment is not agreed to. The question now is on the amendment in the nature of the substitute as amended. As many as are in favor will signify by saying aye. Those opposed will say no. It appears the chair, the ayes have it, and the amendment is adopted. Accordingly, under the rule, the committee rises.
Mr. Chairman. The Chair of the Committee of the Whole House on the State of the Union reports that the committee has under consideration the bill H.R. 3826 and, pursuant to House Resolution 497, reports the bill back to the House with an amendment adopted in the Committee of the Whole. Under the rule, the previous question is ordered, and a separate vote demanded on any amendment to the amendment reported from the Committee of the Whole. If not, the question is on the adoption of the amendment in the nature of a substitute as amended. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. The ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to. The question is on the engrossment and the third reading of the bill. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed will say no. The ayes have it. Third reading.
A bill to provide direction to the Administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency regarding the establishment of standards for emissions of any greenhouse gas from fossil fuel-fired electric utility generating units and for other purposes.
Mr. Speaker.
The House will come to order. The House will be in order. For what purpose does the gentlelady from California rise?
Mr. Speaker, I have a motion to recommit at the desk.
Is the gentlelady opposed to the bill?
I am opposed.
The gentlelady qualifies. The clerk will report the motion.
Ms. Brownlee of California moves to recommit the bill H.R. 3826 to the Committee on Energy and Commerce with instructions to report the same back to the House forthwith with the following amendment. Redesignate Section 5 as Section 6 and insert after Section 4 the following. Section 5, saving consumers money on their electricity bills. This act shall not apply with respect to rules that save consumers money on electricity bills, including rules that allow for or encourage energy efficiency, demand response, or other approaches to lower the cost of electricity for consumers.
The House will be in order. I ask members to take their conversations off the floor. Gentlelady from California is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is the final amendment to H.R. 3826, which will not kill the bill or send it back to committee. If adopted, the bill will immediately proceed to final passage as amended. My amendment is a simple, straightforward improvement that I believe both sides of the aisle can agree is absolutely necessary and would be overwhelmingly supported by the American people. If my amendment passes, it will ensure that the American people and American businesses throughout our country will be protected from avoidable energy price increases.
House will be in order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Gentlelady will suspend. The gentlelady will suspend. The House will be in order. I ask members to take their conversations off the floor and out of the aisle. Gentlelady is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Specifically, my amendment ensures that nothing in this act would limit the ability of regulators to issue rules that save consumers money on their electricity bills, including rules that allow for or encourage energy efficiency, demand response, and other approaches to lower the cost of electricity for consumers. Making our homes and businesses more energy efficient will save Americans trillions of dollars and simultaneously fight climate change by reducing our country's carbon footprint. Energy efficiency standards have already saved Americans $40 billion, and we are on track to save $1.7 trillion in energy costs by 2035. proven federal programs like Energy Star boost energy efficiency and have conserved energy by helping consumers and businesses find energy-efficient appliances and products. In fact, commercial buildings which used Energy Star technology show an average of 7% energy savings. Progress in energy efficiency is a win-win that is good for our pocketbooks and good for our environment. And we can do more. If just 1 in 10 households used current technology to upgrade their home heating systems, we could keep 17 billion pounds of pollution out of our air. A vote for my amendment is a vote to ensure that we keep every tool available to conserve energy and help consumers avoid needless energy costs. Mr. Speaker, price increases in the energy sector are a very real and very serious problem. It hurts working families struggling to make ends meet. It hurts homeowners who struggle every month to pay their mortgage and utility bills, including many of my hard-working families in Ventura County. It hurts small and large businesses, driving up the price of doing business and impacting their ability to invest in new equipment and hire new workers. It hurts our military and impacts military readiness, including Naval Base Ventura County, costing more to keep the lights on and operate critical facilities at Point Mugu and Port Hueneme. It hurts our seniors who live on fixed incomes and cannot afford an increase in their utility bills. It hurts the specialty crop growers in Ventura County, our lemon, strawberry, avocado, and lettuce growers, as well as our cut flower producers whose bottom line is so closely tied to the price of energy. And it also hurts our overall national economy and threatens to slow job creation and the recovery of our very fragile economy. This is why it is so important that we allow regulators like the EPA to move forward with rules that can save consumers money on their electricity bills, encourage energy efficiency, and lower the cost of electricity for all of our consumers. I urge my colleagues to vote yes on the motion to recommit to ensure a better and cleaner America for our children, our grandchildren, and many, many more generations to come. I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentlelady yields back her time. For what purpose does the gentleman from Kentucky rise?
To claim time in opposition to the motion to recommit.
The gentleman from Kentucky is recognized for 5 minutes. The gentleman will suspend. The House will be in order. Gentleman from Kentucky is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, if there was ever a motion to recommit that we don't need, it's this one. The entire purpose of the Electricity Security and Affordability Act, H.R. 3826, is to ensure that America remains competitive in the global marketplace by lowering electricity costs. The Energy Information Agency reported recently that 41 out of 50 states have higher electricity rates today than they did 4 years ago. Primarily, these electricity rates are going up because of the policies of the Obama administration. This act specifically allows in the future the opportunity to build a new coal-powered plant in America the way coal-powered plants are being built around the world. We don't anticipate one to be built as long as natural gas prices are low. But if they go up, as they have in Europe, we want the flexibility to build a coal-powered plant in America. The President talks frequently about an all-of-the-above energy policy, and yet his policies, his regulations, his executive orders do not allow us to use as much coal. We simply want that flexibility. We are not mandating it, but it gives us additional flexibility. And for that reason, I would ask us to defeat the motion to recommit and adopt H.R. 3826. Now yield back balance my time.
Gentleman yields back his time. Without objection, the previous question is ordered. The question is on the motion to recommit. As many as are in favor will signify by saying aye. Those opposed will say no. Opinion chair, the noes have it.
Mr. Speaker, I would demand the yeas and nays on a recorded vote. Please.
Yeas and nays have been requested. Those in favor of the yeas and nays will rise and be counted. A sufficient number having arisen, the yeas and nays are ordered. Members record their votes by electronic device. Pursuant to Clause 9 of Rule 20, a 5-minute vote on the motion to recommit we follow by a 5-minute vote on the passage of the bill if ordered. This is a 5-minute vote.
On this vote, the yeas are 184, the nays are 223. The motion is not adopted. Question is on passage of the bill. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Gentleman from California.
Mr. Speaker, I ask for a roll call vote.
Does the gentleman
I ask for a roll call vote on final
recorded
passage.
vote is requested. Those favoring a recorded vote will rise. Sufficient number having risen, a recorded vote is ordered. Members will record their votes by electronic device. This is a 5-minute vote. This vote, the yeas are 229, the nays are 183. The bill is passed without objection. The motion to reconsider is laid on the table.